The Supreme Court dismissed the fundamental rights application filed by public interest activist Nihal Sri Amarasekara on the Revival of Underperforming Enterprises and Underutilized Assets Act that was passed in Parliament to acquire loss-making institutions to the government. Delivering its decision, the Supreme Court noted that it did not have the power to consider a decision that had been given by a 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court.
The fundamental rights application filed by Nihal Sri Amarasekara was taken up before a Supreme Court bench presided by Justice Nimal Gamani Amaratunga and comprising Justices Suresh Chandra and Satya Hettige. Deputy Solicitor General Janaka De Silva, who took up several preliminary objections on 7 notes, stated that Parliament had passed the bill on the basis of the Supreme Court determination. He argued that such a bill cannot be challenged in court. The Deputy Solicitor General noted that through the fundamental rights application, the entire process was being challenged. Thereby, he requested court to dismiss the application. Petitioner Nihal Sri Amarasekara asserted that he was not challenging the bill or the law, but was seeking to rescind or vary the determination which had been made previously on the bill by the Supreme Court on the basis of submissions made by the Deputy Solicitor General. He argued that since the decision of the court with regard to the act was incorrect, whether it shouldn't be corrected through the court itself. Nihal Sri Amarasekara pointed out that he filed the application on the basis that the court had the power to change or vary its previous order. While pointing out that it was an accepted principle with regard to fundamental rights, he explained at length as to why his petition should be taken up for consideration. Following the submission of facts by both parties, the Supreme Court dismissed the application and handed over all documents to the petitioner.
You're with News First. Up next is a look at Action TV.
The committee that was appointed to probe the issues that had arisen with regard to the district rankings of last year's GCE Advanced Level Examination had submitted several recommendations to the President about immediate changes that need to be carried out within the Department of Examinations. However, the Ministry of Education nor the Department of Examinations have shown any interest in implementing those recommendations. Although the crisis over the advanced level results has subdued to an extent following the release of the committee report, the issue is far from resolved, with a case being filed before court. 16 candidates and a teacher union had filed a petition before the Supreme Court demanding the recorrection of GCE advanced level answer scripts. 5 individuals, including the Education Minister, who have been cited as respondents in the petition, are scheduled to appear before court on the 13th. In this backdrop, the Ministry of Education has now initiated a program to counter the court action. It is learnt that the Ministry of Education is planning to present a group of candidates who have qualified for university entrance based on the contentious A-level results that had been released as parties to the fundamental rights petition. Students from 5 leading schools in the Colombo, Kautura and Gampaha districts have been called before the Ministry of Education yesterday for this purpose. The Commissioner General of Examinations, who has been cited as a respondent, as well as another individual who has also been cited as a respondent in the fundamental rights petition that had been filed before the Supreme Court, had informed the students yesterday that they need to be parties to the case and the necessary sponsorship will be borne by the Ministry of Education. Several teachers and parents who accompanied the students confirmed this to Action TV. Attempts made by Action TV to contact the Commissioner General of Examinations both yesterday and today in this regard proved futile. It is a right of every citizen in the country to be parties to this case that has been filed in the Supreme Court on behalf of the 300,000 students who sat the exam. It is the court, however, that will decide who out of all is responsible for this fiasco. Any person who is a respondent to the case has the right to show objection against it, but the respondents attempting to influence the children is wrong. It is not appropriate to use children as cover. If the child on his own thinks that an injustice has been done to him, he can come forward. However, if groups try to threaten children and seek their assistance to cover up their shortcomings, it is wrong.
The United Bhikkhu Front says that the public had much hope that former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca will be released on the 64th anniversary of independence. The United Bhikkhu Front expressed this view at a media briefing held this morning.
It was General Sarath Fonseca who spearheaded the war. This administration could not show any mercy, at least on the day when the country marked its 64th anniversary of independence, to the man who secured freedom for everyone. However, several LTT leaders who destroyed our freedom for 3 decades and carried out much destruction throughout the country are enjoying a luxurious life under the government's protection. We would like to request the government to release Sarath Fonseca, who has shed his blood for the motherland on 3 occasions to ensure our freedom. Meanwhile, views were also expressed about the fundraising activities being carried out by the UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe to rebuild the party headquarters Sirikota. Money is being collected across the country saying that Sirikota was damaged. We would like to ask, isn't it better if the opposition leader's salary and salaries of UNP parliamentarians are used than collecting 2 rupee coins? No one has suggested such a thing as yet. No one has given their salaries to reconstruct Sirikota. The Asia Pacific Consulting Engineers Conference 2012 is scheduled to be held in Colombo next month. A media briefing was held in Colombo yesterday to announce details of the conference.
The Asia Pacific Consulting Engineers Conference on Technology and Knowledge Transfer and Collaboration among Consultants in the Asia Pacific region will be held on the 2nd and 3rd of March.
So Colombo Conference aims to establish an action-oriented network and knowledge-sharing framework, drawing on the participation from an international and national array of senior engineers, government officials, industrialists, and academics from diverse professional disciplines. It is believed that the Colombo Conference of key stakeholders over the 2-day conference will come up with creative, innovative, and pragmatic approaches towards knowledge sharing and technology transfer, while strengthening the collaborative effort between regional consulting organizations.
Very good evening and welcome to Sports First. The opening ceremony of the Bangladesh Premier League got off to a sparkling start at the Sher Bangla Stadium today. The ceremony was held under the auspices of President of Bangladesh, Zillur Rahman. The President of Bangladesh, Zillur Rahman, announced the launch of the first edition of the Bangladesh Premier League. Several Bollywood stars were also present to add colour to the event. Six teams will participate in the tournament, which has 33 matches, and the final will be held on the 29th of this month. Cricket fans will have an opportunity to see some of the cricketing legends who are now in retirement from international action, like former Sri Lankan cricketers Sanath Jayasuriya and Muthaiya Muralidharan, together with a number of other international cricketers. Sri Lankan fans can witness all the action live on MTV Sports.
And on that note, we wrap up tonight's edition of News First. We are on the World Wide Web at www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sonali Vanigabadage.
And I'm Shamir Rasuluddin. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place. Till then, take care.